idea was almost like an imaginary friend, like when you were a kid and you create this thing that you wish existed. So I think the same thing applies to the store in a way, you know, it's like creating a space that I wish existed in my city.
Matthew Kieser, Soulsoul.
Anthony Smith from a brand called Tubo.
Anis Peterson and Young and Lazy.
I think that it's important for a brand to be able to represent themselves the way they want to be represented. I think this space kind of gave us that opportunity.
I think we basically just created something that we would like to step inside.
Thankfully, we all had like the same idea in mind. We were open.
It's basically a blank canvas for the clothing, kind of, to speak. We're not trying to push anything in your face. You know, it's just there for you if you want it.
Just the whole building in general is kind of taken on this kind of creative hub. There's also an illustration and design collective here, guys doing graphics and industrial work. It just, yeah, it's taken on a life of its own.
Most of everything is made upstairs, where we actually have a small CMT. From concept to sample to production, and literally just walk down and put it on the hanger downstairs. And it's basically a dream come true.
Cape Town used to have a massive textile industry, and that got decimated in the 90s with cheap imports from China on a very small scale, but the fact that we do manufacture in this area is kind of like maybe fulfilling a dream in terms of what we'd like to see in the future in terms of local production growing. And maybe we're just planting the seed, maybe some other companies would also want to do the same thing and start growing, and then maybe one day that textile industry could be back. I think we all come from a skateboarding background, so I know personally like that was a big influence in me starting my own brand. Skater owned and skater run, and that is a big part of like our DIY philosophy, I would imagine. The Cornerstore was kind of like the place where you congregated, where you made friends, where you met people, you chatted to girls, or you smoked your first cigarette, or like very much a social place, you know. And I think there is a bit of that element within the Cornerstore.
And I just think it's important for the culture that exists around streetwear, around fashion, around style, art, whatever you want to call it. All of the people that like these brands have those interests in common. It creates the space where all of those different types of people come together and they're able to interact.
I think all three brands are quite inspirational to a lot of people, just letting them know that they can create something that is of a really high quality locally.